1 in 5 adults in the U.S. experience mental illness in a given year. 1 in 5 children ages 13 to 18 have or will have a serious mental illness. There is an average delay of 10 years between a person developing symptoms of mental illness and them getting help. Adults in the U.S. living with serious mental illness die on average 25 years earlier than others, largely due to treatable medical condition. 1.1% of American adults live with schizophrenia. 2.6% of American adults live with bipolar disorder. 6.9% of American adults live with major depression. And 18.1% of American adults live with anxiety disorders.
What would you do if your house was on fire? You'd probably call 911. But what if calling the fire department wasn't cool? What if calling for help wasn't safe? What if calling for help means that you'd get judged? For people with mental health challenges, that's exactly what it's like. And this is because of stigma. We end up having to have secret identities, keeping our pain to ourselves, because we feel like asking for help will put us at risk. How did this happen? Where did mental health stigma come from? Here's my theory. Back in the day, way back in the day, back in the caveman times, people didn't understand a lot of things, including fire. I think the same is true with our minds and our mental health, but for mental health, the ignorance has persisted. People used to think that if you had a mental health issue, you were possessed by demons or the devil. So if you were feeling sad and depressed, or experiencing mood swings, or feeling anxious, or having any other mental challenge, it was best to keep it to yourself under lock and key. Because if people found out, you could get shunned from society. Or worse, they might try to exorcise you to drive the devil out. And if that didn't work, it could cost you your life. But you most certainly wouldn't have gotten the help and support that you needed. How did we learn to treat each other so inhumanely? Fear of demons. Blaming the victim, saying that it was their karma. So in order for anyone to be accepted by society, we all learned how to lie. To say, I'm fine. To put up a front. To pretend that we're good even if we're not feeling good. But here's the good news. We don't have to live like we're living in the past anymore. We've learned a lot about psychology, about how the mind works. And we know that there are many factors that can affect someone's mental health. It's not the devil. It's not karma. Our mental health is impacted by our environment and by our life experiences. Genetic factors also play a role as well. I want us to be able to call for the help that we need, so that we don't have to deal with our houses burning down alone. It's time to finally end the stigma, because now we know better. And if you feel like your house is on fire, here are some things that you can do. Talk to somebody you trust. And if you're that lucky friend that someone is confiding in, be cool. Know that you're not expected to solve anyone's problems, but allowing that person to be honest helps. There are many support lines available like Kids Help Phone, and also distress centers for adults. The purpose of this video isn't to tell you how to deal with your mental health. I just want to say that help is available, and we don't have to hide anymore. A burning house is a major challenge that humans learn to solve with teamwork, and I know we can do the same with our mental health. It's time to be supportive. It's time to be brave. Let's help each other out. Thank you.
According to the National Alliance on Mental Health, ethnic minorities are less culturally accepting of mental illness, and as a result, African Asian Americans use mental health services at about 1/3 of the rate of Caucasian Americans. People are twice as likely today than they were in 1950 to believe that mentally ill people tend to be violent. 68% of Americans do not want someone with mental illness marrying into the family, and 58% do not want people with mental illness in their workplaces.